Hi everybody, my name's Talia and welcome back to my channel. So after my last video, I sat and I was thinking about it and I realized that there was something I could have added to that video, which was the use of the command line and the programming tools that are built into the command line. So OS X operating system is very command line capable in that it is very Linux-like, very Unix-like. It's based on which is Berkeley Software Development Unix. And one of the things that you'll find if you start working with it is all of the open source applications, or at least all of the ones I've ever tried to use, I think work on it quite well. So what I want to do in this video is actually take a look at some programming languages and the application and the ability to use Xcode to actually program in C and other programming languages that you might be interested in. Today we'll just take a look at C. But what I'm going to take a look at is actually Python and Swift and C, all to show how these operating systems, or pardon me, these languages interact within the Apple environment. I think this is really powerful. So let's get on with it. All right, let's get busy with the command line. I'm going to be working off an Intel-based computer this afternoon, and everything I'm going to show you will work exactly the same and equally well on an Apple Silicon-based machine, whether it's an M1, 2, 3, 4, whatever level of machine you're working with. It'll work on older machines. It's pretty ubiquitous material. So the first thing we want to do is to open up a terminal. Oops. And okay, so I think what I mentioned to you was we would take a look at just some of what works here. So I think the first thing I'm going to show you is the fact that you can use Python. So we're just going to type Python 3. And I can just type a command. And I'm just going to use command line stuff here. And let's go print. And oops, hello world. From Python. And then to get out of that interactive prompt, I'm just going to use Control D. I can do the same thing with Swift, and it works equally well. So I can just type Swift. And I just realized I need to use Swift REPL. So let's go Swift and I can use the same thing. I can go print and hello world from Swift. And get my result, which is super cool. I think that one of the main demonstrations I want to do this afternoon is really to show you that you can work with C. C was kind of one of the first languages that I learned. I mean, when I originally learned to program, I think I started with BASIC, and then I moved into Motorola 6809 assembly language. Ultimately, I found my way to Intel, and then ultimately I found my way to the Apple silicon-based machines and so on. So Control D to get out of here. And let's see, where am I? So I'm going to change directory to and I had a folder under there, whoops, YouTube demo. So let's clear screen. And I had put a couple of files in here. So let's take a look at, first of all, let's take a look at Xcode. So, every time I make one of these videos, it's kind of like, may the gods of Xcode and programmers allow this to work. So I'm going to use a command line tool. I'm just going to move that so that you can see it. And I'm going to go next. And this is going to be hello world. Hello world, not hello word. C programming language. Now you don't need a developer account to do this. You just need to download and install Xcode. So here we go. And I go to main, which is really your int main. So it's your main function. The file is actually named after the main function. And it's already got a little bit of sample code inserted for you, which is kind of cool. So you can just go up to the little run icon up here in the corner and run that. Build succeeded. And you can see here that hello world exit code 0. And that is the 0 that you see here. I will probably do a video on operating system, some of the fundamentals of operating systems coming up in the not too distant future. I'm kind of exploring today, just seeing what you guys all think about a little bit more advanced, maybe a little bit more technical style of presentations, which, I find more fun, but it's up to you guys what you find more fun. So that is the actual Hello World program. So I'm going to go up here to my menu bar and go to Show Build Folder in Finder. And it's going to open that all the way over on this other screen. So it's going to take me here, and I'm going to go and click on Products, and then Debug. And here is Hello World. So I'm actually just going to copy that. And I should have a Finder window somewhere. I work back and forth across two screens, so you may notice that sometimes that's what you're seeing. And when things don't show up and I move them in, it's just because I'm moving them from my other screen. Let's go bring back my terminal, do a listing, and you'll see I've got a file here called Hello World. And that is a fully compiled executable. So I can just use // hello world. And it gives me a hello world from the C programming language, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So for me, I am primarily a C programmer. I've never been a super fan of object-oriented programming, but that is me, and everybody is different, and I am a dinosaur. And I freely admit that. Let's go back to Xcode and let's close this. And let's, what did I call it? Test.c. So I use VI and open up test.c. So the file here, the C file or C code, source code, don't ask me why I can't do this today. Like I said, the gods of programming demonstrations. So this is a little piece of demonstration programming that I put together a while ago. I teach a course on malicious software analysis and reverse engineering malicious software. And what you're seeing here is a Linux command or a Unix command that's actually can be used in a piece of malicious software. And this is what we would call a red pill. And a red pill is just some commands that a program can run to determine whether or not it's being run in a debugger or a virtual environment. And, if you were writing malware and you were aware of the fact that people were going to try and reverse engineer your malware so that they could overcome all of your techniques, then you'd probably build something into the program to make their life a little bit more difficult. So that's what this is all about. So what you're seeing is an actual Linux command that has been encrypted using the XOR encryption algorithm. I will post a link in the description for this video to a video I made on XOR encryption. So for those of you who are interested, you can go and look at my video on XOR and you'll understand more of what's going on. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to, because I know in advance, I'm just going to do a copy and Control C. I'm going to ignore this because Xcode is going to be kind of picky about having a fully defined prototype. So I think I need to open Xcode. So let's open Xcode and create a new project. And again, it's going to be a command line tool. Just move this over. And I'm going to call this one Red Pill. And we'll save that here. And again, I'm just going to go into main. And you'll notice that Xcode has inserted the prototype. So all I'm going to do is overwrite where it says insert code here. You've got to remember this is just a template. When I'm teaching in the university environment, I often provide my students with templates for their source code, particularly in courses on assembly language and so on. So I'm just going to insert my code. And this should work now. So crossing my fingers, praying to the God of demonstrations. Build succeeded. And here we can see our call to the Unix hypervisor. And depending what this returns would show whether or not the actual executable was being debugged. So let's go to product and show folder, build folder in Finder, products, debug, and now you'll see red pill. So I'm going to copy red pill, the executable, And I am going to put that into C programming, YouTube video, and paste item. I can go back to my command prompt, and I'm going to exit VI, so Control Q or colon Q gets me out of the command prompt. Do a listing using ls. You'll see there's a file now called redpill / redpill, and you can see that it's decrypted the hexadecimal instructions, turned them back into ASCII values, which could then be actually passed into the shell and determine whether or not the program is being run under a virtual environment, which is kind of a cool thing to do. You could do that also as a means of copy protection and to help prevent reverse engineering. So that is really just a very quick top-down view of that interaction between Xcode and the command line. Now, I do have Apple's command line tools installed. The command line tools should install with Xcode. If not, you'll get a prompt if you want to install command line tools. You just install command line tools. You've got your C compiler, you've got Python, you've got Swift. All of that is installed. And in a future video, we'll talk about using debug and looking at the object code or the executable code and working it backwards and things like that. So anyways, hopefully you've liked what you've seen here, and I'm going to close this video and make a little bit of an outro for you. So everybody, I really hope you liked that video. And it's a little bit more intense, or a little bit more sophisticated than the previous two videos. But I really felt that I needed to get into the command line a little bit and just talk to you about the possibilities. Because when you can put the command line power together with what you can do with Xcode and the other features that are built into the OS X operating system and some of the software that Apple installs at the factory, these are extremely capable and extremely powerful systems. So we took a look at just a little, hello world kind of program for both Python and for Swift. And then, of course, I did a little bit with you and talked to you a little bit about encryption and red pills and a little bit about the C programming and the template that Apple provides you in Xcode for programming in C. So very powerful stuff. I hope you liked it. And if you don't remember, you can always ask me questions in the comments. I try and get back to the questions as quickly as I can and as many as I can. And if you liked what you see, you'd like to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all those good algorithms things for me so that YouTube continues to love me. And I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.